Okay, so guys, let us go ahead and take on this example on Forex. Okay.
Yes, sir.
On how to, there's something called the internal hedging. So in that you have a concept called
Netting.
multilateral netting. Okay.
Yes.
It is very similar to matching of receivables and payables. Now let us go ahead and take on this example on netting. Yes, ma, read the question.
Yes, sir. So P is the parent company of a group that contains 3 subsidiaries: Q based in Euro, R based in USA, and S based in Canada.
Okay, so P is a parent entity, and that parent company has 3 subsidiaries. Now, one in the Eurozone, where the currency is going to be what? Euro. And then another subsidiary in
The USA.
the US. So the currency is going to be US dollar. And the third entity
is in Canada.
And already India, Canada is not going very well. Okay, still anyway, it doesn't matter. So guys, Canada, the third subsidiary. So parent entity P and 3 subsidiaries Q, R and S. Next.
Now the following cash flows are due in 2 months' time between P and its subsidiaries.
You saw these are the cash inflows and cash outflows. In 2 months, not today, in 2 months' time. These are the cash inflows and cash outflows. Example, one company has to pay another entity, right? It's payable and receivable in 2 months' time. These are, you can say that, inter-company owings. Or you can say intra-group owings. They all belong to the same group. It is a parent P and all its subsidiaries Q, R and S.
Now owed by and owed to, and the amount columns are given.
Okay, owed by and owed to whom? Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
So P to S, it is Canadian dollar 3 million.
What is the meaning? P has to pay 3 million Canadian dollars to whom?
Yes.
To yes, its subsidiary in Canada. So $3 million are payable for P, and it's a receivable for whom? For S. Is a cash outflow for whom? For P, and cash inflow for S. And the next?
Next, owed by P and to R.
Again for P, payable, for R, receivable. What is the amount?
US dollar 5 million.
US dollar 5 million. Next.
Then Q to R, US dollar 4 million.
It is Q, payable, and R, receivable. How much?
$4 million.
It is 4 million US dollars. Next.
Then Q to S, 7 million Canadian dollars.
It is Q, payable, S, receivable, 7 million Canadian dollars. Next.
Then owed by R to S,
okay.
2 million Canadian dollars.
Okay, R, payable, S, receivable. How many million?
2 million.
Is 2 million Canadian dollars. Next.
Then R to P, it's US dollar 6 million.
R owes P, the parent entity. How much?
6 million US.
It is R, payable, and P, receivable, 6 million US dollars. Next.
And S to Q, Euro 12 million.
Euro 12 million for S, payable, and Q, receivable. Next.
Then for from S to P, it's Canadian dollar 5 million.
5 million, the S payable and P receivable 5 million US?
Canadian dollars.
5 million Canadian dollars. Okay. Next.
The mid-rate exchange in 2 months' time are expected to be.
These are the forward rates that is expected in 2 months' time. They given something called the mid-rate. What is mid-rate? It is nothing but the average of the bid rate and offer rate. We say bid and ask or bid and offer. You all know that by now. You should know when you have a November examination. It is the average of the bid and offer rate is called what? The mid rate. Now, what is the mid rate given? 1 pound, 1 GBP equals?
US dollar 1.6.
1 GBP is 1.6 US dollars. You know that 1.6 US dollars equals what? 1 GBP or 1 Great British pound, right? GBP, that is a pound sterling. Next.
Next, 1 pound is equal to Euro 1.2.
Euro 1.2, that is 1 pound equals 1 GBP equals 1.2 euro. Next.
And then 1 pound is equal to Canadian dollar 1.5.
1.5. Why has he given this? So that the best way to do netting is what? You are supposed to convert all the currencies into what? Into the parent entity's currency, which is what? GBP.
GBP.
You can convert all the euros and all the US dollars and all the Canadian dollars into what? Into GBP, and find what is the net amount, payable or receivable. You have to find net amount after cancelling all the intra-group balances. Fine. Yes.
Required, calculate using a tabular format or transaction matrix the impact of undertaking multilateral netting by P and its 3 subsidiary companies for the cash flow due in 3 months.
Okay, now we shall go ahead and take on the solution. Please remember, the first step is what? You are supposed to convert all the euros and all the US dollars and all the Canadian dollars into what? A single currency, which is a parent company's currency, which is GBP, right?
Yes, sir.
Using the exchange rates given. Then you can find what is the net amount payable or receivable. Now just see the chart on the screen. So I just made a particulars column, and then I have P, Q, R and S. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Now under particulars, what is the first one?
Owed by P to S.
Owed by P to S. We know from the question, the amount owed is 3 million Canadian dollars. And we also know that 1.5 Canadian dollars equals what? 1 GBP. Now tell me, what is 3 million divided by 1.5? You get 2 million pounds, right?
Yes, sir.
So this 2 million, you convert the Canadian dollars into what? Into GBP.
GBP.
It is given in the question 1.5 Canadian dollars equals what? 1 pound.
Yes, sir.
So 3 million equals how many pounds? It will be 3 million by 1.5. When I say by, divided by 1.5, you get 2 million pounds. Under P, it is what?
Negative.
Payable. So negative. Under yes, it is what? Positive receivable. Next.
Next, owed by P to R.
Okay, again, what is the amount?
So it is 5 million US dollars.
US dollars. So what I will do, I'll divide 5 million by 1.6. We know that 1.6 US dollars equals 1 GBP. So what is 5 by 1.6?
So it is 3.125.
We write 3.125 negative under P, and under
R it is positive.
R it is positive 3.125 receivable. Is that fine?
Yes.
Next.
Next, owed by Q to R.
Owed by Q to R. So under Q it is what? Negative. R it is positive.
It's US dollar 4 million.
So what are you going to do? Convert 4 million by, it
1.6.
is US dollar, right?
Yes, sir.
So by 1.6. How much you get?
So under Q it's 2.5 negative, and under R it is 2.5 positive.
Once you convert, not an issue, right?
Yes.
Next.
Then Q to S.
Okay,
It is
Q to
Canadian
S.
dollar 7 million.
So what are you going to do? 7 million by 1.5.
5.
And how much under Q?
Under Q it is 4.667 negative.
Negative. Under S it is positive 4.667. Next.
Next, from R to S,
R to
Canadian
S.
dollar 2 million.
So what are you going to divide 2 million by 1.5?
Yes,
How much
sir.
you get?
So it is negative 1.333 in R. and,
Under R, under S it is positive 1.333. Next.
Next, R to P.
It's all in millions, okay?
Yes, sir.
All these
US
numbers.
dollar 6 million.
6 million, okay. It is 6 by
1.6.
1.6. How much you get?
3.75 for positive P, and
For
R
P it is
negative.
receivable. For R it is negative. 3.75. Next.
Then S to Q, euro 12 million,
Very good. 12 by 1.2. How much? 10 million.
10 million
Under S it is
negative, and Q it is positive.
positive. Next.
And then S to P,
S to P.
Canadian dollar 5 million.
So divide 5 million by 1.5.
Five.
How much you get?
It's 3.333 under P positive.
Under P positive receivable. Under S it is negative
Negative.
3.333. That's it.
Yes, sir.
Now what you should do total each column you can do.
Yeah.
So what is the total of P?
P, it's 1.958 positive.
8 of positive means receivable. And how much for Q?
It is 2.833.
Positive receivable. Then what about R?
0.542.
Even that is what? Positive receivable. And for S it is?
Negative 5.333.
If you notice, the 5.333 million pounds is owed by S. And they are supposed to pay this 5.333 million pounds to whom? To P, Q and
Q and R.
R. If you add all the three, what is that? 1.95
958,
and
2.833,
and
0.542.
it will add up to what? 5.333. Is that fine?
Yes, sir.
Write that note below the table. What is given?
So overall, yes needs to pay amounts equivalent to the above figures to each of P, Q and R in 2 months' time.
In 2 months' time, P, that is S, owes money to P, Q and R. Yes has to pay 5.333 million pounds to P, Q and R, whatever amount shown. Is that fine?
Yes, sir.
It is as simple as that. Guys, learn this really well for your examination. Good luck.
Thank you, sir.